Hey y'all, it's week 13 on Wegovy. The big game is happening next week, and I don't know about you, but I really struggle to stay on track at parties. There's always a huge table of food, most of it full of calories, and I end up either feeling deprived and sorry for myself, or I go completely off the rails and I just eat everything in sight. So I wanted to give you guys some lower calorie options so that you can throw your own game day party without the deprivation and guilt. This week we're going to be eating breakfast sliders, chicken bacon ranch sliders, some baked chicken taquitos, and finally a taco ring. All the recipes are going to be linked in the description below. If you're interested in a detailed calorie and macro breakdown of everything I ate this week, check out my link in the description for my FitnessPal profile where you can view my food diary. If any of these recipes sound good to you, be sure to give me a like for the algorithm. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get cooking. All right, so I'm gonna prep this chicken for the baked chicken taquitos, and it calls for 2 cups of shredded chicken, which is about 12 ounces. This is 13 ounces of chicken tenders. So I'm just gonna put, this is that buttery steakhouse. Because it makes everything better. And then I'm gonna sprinkle in some garlic powder. And some coriander. Oh, it smells so good. And lastly, a little bit of cumin. Okay, and then I'm gonna splash in a little bit of chicken broth just to get that going so that we can get it to come up to pressure. And then I'm gonna cook it on high pressure for, I don't know, it probably only needs like 5 minutes, but I'll do it for like 10. Looks good. Just gonna pull this chicken out, let it cool, and then I will shred that tomorrow to put in my baked chicken taquitos. All right, we're getting ready to start on these breakfast sliders. We're going to use a little bit of cashew milk for the scrambled eggs. We need eggs, a little bit of butter, maple syrup, some Hawaiian rolls, and your breakfast sausage of choice. You know I love the chicken and maple breakfast sausage. Let's do this. So while I have my oven on, while I have my oven on, I'm going to prep some bacon that I'm going to need for later this week for some chicken bacon ranch sliders so that I don't have to cook that when the time comes. Because it's only me eating these breakfast sandwiches this week, I'm only going to make 6. I'm just going to use those 6. And these I will use later this week for the chicken bacon ranch ones. I'm going to use this as a guide to kind of keep my knife going straight. It works pretty good. Okay. So there's certain things that this recipe is asking to do that I am not going to do because I want to save myself some calories. Oh wow, those are a lot bigger than I expected. That was 3. Yeah, I can't fit more than that on there. I also don't think I'm going to be able to fit the number of cheese slices, which I totally forgot to put in the thumbnail, I just realized. And I had originally planned on doing 6 eggs, but I don't think there's any way that's going to fit, so I'm going to do 4, I think. Do some salt. A little cashew milk. Probably about a 1/4 cup, maybe. We're going to do 1 tablespoon total. Half of it I'm going to use for the topping, and the other half I'm going to use to cook the eggs. So we've got this on medium-low. Also, I didn't finish this. I'm going to put a tablespoon of maple syrup in here, and then I'm going to add that little bit, the half tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to warm this up in the microwave.
trick to fluffy scrambled eggs is low and slow. It keeps the curds small. So as soon as I see the curds starting to form, I turn the temperature down, especially on an electric stove. Keep in mind these eggs are going to be cooked more in the oven, so you don't want them to get too far gone, but they do need to be firm enough to stay on the sandwiches. So that's a thing. I think that's done. I'm going to pull that off the heat. Put these eggs over here on the cheese. Yeah, I think that's good. And I melted that butter and maple syrup. The recipe called for like twice as much of this, but I just don't think all that was necessary. Okay. So that's good. I've just got a little bit left to brush the top with. Let that soak into those little crevices. All right, I'm gonna stick this in the oven at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. And it looks like my bacon's done. Perfect timing. And the bacon came out. Yum. Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at that ooey gooey goodness there. I cannot wait to eat that tomorrow. So good. All right, just getting ready to have breakfast. So I just pulled this out of the fridge. Just gonna cut this along the lines. Pull this out and stick it in the microwave. And have it with some fruit. Couldn't be easier. I hope. Alright. Alright, it's a moment of truth for this breakfast slider. I did 45 seconds in the microwave and that was plenty. Smells good. Better than any frozen breakfast sandwich you're gonna eat. So for my taste, I don't know that the cheese does anything for it as I lick it off the plate, but the sweetness from the maple syrup combined with the savory from the cheese is kind of throwing me off a little bit. It does remind me of a McGriddle. So there's that. And normally I just get sausage McGriddles. I don't get the eggs or the cheese. Sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles are Nikki's absolute favorite, so she would probably love this. But it is really good. I can see that, like, for some people, one of these would not be enough. With me being on the Wegovy, I know one of these is going to be enough for me, along with the apples. But you may want to end up doing two. The way that I made them, if you were to eat two, that would still only be around 400 calories. Probably not an amount, unless you're an extremely active person, probably not an amount you want to consume every single day for breakfast. But I mean, if you had it 2 or 3 times a week, or if it was just for game day brunch or whatever, then it would be fine. So I hope you give these a try. They were really easy to throw together and super easy to heat up. Like, breakfast took me less than 2 minutes to throw together this morning. So this is really good for meal prep for the rest of the week if you're somebody that works or has to do a lot of things early in the morning. So these are shot. They're really good. All right, so we're going to do these chicken bacon ranch sliders. Just need some rolls. I tried to get like potato rolls or dinner rolls. All they had was Hawaiian rolls, so that's what we're using. We have bacon, butter, Parmesan cheese, garlic, onion, some Colby Jack cheese, some shaved chicken, and some ranch dressing. Let's do this.
Someone did you wrong. I can see it in your eyes. It's like your fire is gone. Across your face, it is written across your face. If you wanna talk, I'm right here. You're not gonna leave your side. Just feel free to open up when the moment's right. Across your face, it is written across your face. If you wanna go out, we can go out. You can hide away just for one night. But if you wanna cry, just let it out. I'm by your side now. Just hold on a bit more, 'cause I know you only see the rain, not the rainbow. Deep down, I know you're strong. Give them hell, baby, prove them wrong. Just hold on a bit more, 'cause I know you only see the rain, not the rainbow. I know you'll get up again. Better stand up tall, I know you can be brave, brave, brave. I know you can be brave, brave.
Chicken bacon ranch. Very salty. So it's good. It's just very salty. It needs vegetables. But as far as like a game day appetizer-y party type thing, I mean, it's perfect for that. It's easy for somebody to grab and just eat. It works. And I mean, for 364 calories for 2 of them, can't really beat it. Okay, we're gonna get started on these frozen baked chicken taquitos. We're gonna need cilantro, lime, green onion. That's the chicken I cooked in the Instant Pot. Some cream cheese, 20 smallish, like soft taco fajita size flour tortillas. You can use corn if you want. Flour is just a lot easier to maneuver and they taste delicious. We're going to use some salsa verde, some Colby Jack cheese, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, kosher salt, and chili powder. Let's do this. The recipe only calls for 2 tablespoons, but I like green onion. Same, it says 3 tablespoons chopped cilantro. There's going to be more. 1 tablespoon of fresh lime juice. This lime is pretty juicy. That'll probably do it all on its own, but I am going to pop it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. We need 3 ounces of cream cheese. 2 7/8. 3 on the nose. And then I'm going to pop this in the microwave for about like 20 seconds just to make it really soft and easy to blend. Recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of green salsa. I just add this whole thing, which is closer to a cup. Because what am I going to do with the rest of it? A teaspoon of chili powder. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. It says a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, but I'm going to do a half. It's my kitchen, I do what I want. A half teaspoon of cumin. You guys also know my love for coriander. I'm going to throw some of that in here. About a half a teaspoon as well. It says kosher salt, but it doesn't say how much. I'm just going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon for now because there's a lot of salt in there between the cream cheese and the thing, and I seasoned my chicken already, so I think that'll be plenty. You could do this super fast with a hand mixer. This is one of those recipes that works really well for meal prep, and it makes a ton. Like, you end up having 20 taquitos at the end of this, which, I mean, I'm the only one that eats them in my house. So the last time I made them, they lasted me for months. They're so quick to throw together. If you do this step with a hand mixer, it takes like 30 seconds. Threw this in the freezer for about 5 minutes while I just threw everything else together. We only need a half a block of cheese, which is about a cup. But I just figure, for my calories, I figure 4 ounces. These, if you use the same proportions of everything that I do, these come out to 130 calories per taquito, which is insane. Like, if you're not a big topping person, like when I eat these, I basically turn them into a giant salad. They have a lot more calories when I eat them because I put like sour cream and guacamole, and I put queso fresco on top, and a bunch of shredded cabbage and pico de gallo and all that, which is delicious. But obviously you don't have to be that extra. I'm gonna take my tortillas, and for reference, this is my hand, so that's the size. And you can use a scoop if you want. You do not want to overstuff these. They will never stay together. And then we're going to take them and we're going to kind of stretch them out into a little line in the middle. And then we're just going to take a freezer tray like this and I'm going to put some parchment on it. Parchment's not necessary, it's just for easy cleanup. And we're just going to take this and we're going to roll them up and then seam side down on the tray. It's been a while since I made these. It's a little easier if you put the filling kind of to one side. And then once these are all rolled up, we'll stick this tray in the freezer, get them all frozen, and then just stick them in a freezer bag. And then when I want to eat them, I'll just pull 2 out and put them in my air fryer. So there we have them. I'm gonna stick them in a freezer. So I just grabbed 2 of my taquitos and I put them in my air fryer. I'm using a little bit of parchment paper just for the sake of easy cleanup because I hate cleaning my air fryer. But I mean, they always get plenty crispy for me, even with the parchment paper, but you can always take it off. The recipe tells you to spray a little non-stick spray on top. I don't usually bother, and they get plenty crispy for me. So I will do it this time just for the sake of following directions. There we go. And I'm gonna put them in. Use my frozen setting, which is 350 for 10 minutes, and it'll have me shake them halfway through, which I'll just flip them over. Someone is anxiously awaiting the arrival of these taquitos. They are good and crispy. It's taquito time. Really good flavor. I mean, you could eat these with whatever you want. You could just eat them plain, dip them in some guac, make some homemade queso. I whipped up like a Greek yogurt, lime, whatever concoction. I just kept throwing stuff in a cup until it tasted good. So I don't even know that I could give you a recipe. But I always eat it with some shredded cabbage and avocado and queso fresco. That's that little salad that you saw on the side. And I just kind of cut it up and throw it all together and eat it like a big salad. It's really, really good. These are so convenient to have in the freezer. You can just literally just take 2 out of the freezer, throw them in the air fryer, shove them in your face when you don't feel like cooking. They're really good. You should make them. All right, we're going to start this taco crescent ring. So we need, of course, crescent rolls and ground beef. The recipe calls for a packet of taco seasoning. I make my own. Salt and pepper, onion powder, paprika, oregano, cumin, garlic powder, coriander, minced onion, and chili powder. Let's do this.
I know it did you wrong, wish I could take your pain away, 'cause I hate seeing tears streaming down your face. I know you're strong, won't feel this way for long, no. If you wanna go out, we can go out. We can hide away just for one night. But if you wanna cry, just let it out. I'm by your side now. Just hold on a bit more, 'cause I know you only see the rain, not the rainbow. Deep down, I know you're strong. Give them hell, baby, prove them wrong. Just hold on a bit more, 'cause I know you only see the rain, not the rainbow. I know you'll get up again. Better stand up tall, I know you can be brave, 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 brave. I know you can be brave, 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 brave. If you wanna go out, we can go out. Brave, brave, brave. We can hide away just for one night. Brave, brave, brave. Just hold on a bit more, 'cause I know you only see the rain, not the rainbow. Deep down, I know you're strong. Give them hell, baby, prove them wrong. Just hold on a bit more, 'cause
Try out this taco crescent roll. I mean, it's good plain, but it's gonna be really good with all these toppings. Make this one, guys. It's real good.
You only see the rain, not the rainbow. I know you'll get up again. Better stand up tall. I know you can be brave. I know you can.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and let me know down in the comments which recipe you're planning to try. I post cooking and weight loss results videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know as soon as my results video goes up later on this week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.